you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you were new to the channel, I'm Gold Pony. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we are in the new 2021 Jeep Cherokee, courtesy of Stettler Dodge Jeep Ram in York, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so wanted to hop in this one today. This is a very off-road capable SUV for not being the Wrangler, of course. Also new standard safety features for 2021. Also new standard features in general for 2021 as well. So having said all that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so there will be a ton of different trim levels for the 2021 Jeep Cherokee. First one being the Latitude, starting at $26,535. Latitude Plus for $28,605. Altitude for $30,045. Latitude Lux, which is the one we have today, starting at $30,125. 80th anniversary for $32,305. Limited for $34,275. Trailhawk for $35,575. And lastly, the high altitude starting at $36,965. And so for all of those trim levels, with the exception of the Trailhawk, power is going to be sent to the front wheels. If you wanted to add four-wheel drive to any of those trim levels, though, simply add $1,500 to any of those prices. And so with all of those different trim levels, you can imagine there are several different engine options available as well. First one being a 2.4 liter direct injected inline four-cylinder belonging to the Latitude, Latitude Plus, and Altitude. This one puts out 180 horsepower at 6,400 RPM, 170 pound-feet of torque sent to front wheels or all wheels through a 9-speed automatic, giving you MPG numbers coming in at 22 in the city, 31 on the highway, taking regular unleaded fuel. But so then there is the second engine configuration belonging to the Latitude Lux, Limited, and Trailhawk. This one being a 3.2 liter naturally aspirated V6, putting out 271 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, 239 pound-feet of torque, again sent to front wheels or all wheels through a 9-speed automatic, giving you MPG numbers coming in at 20 in the city, 29 highway for the front-wheel drive, 19 city, 27 on the highway for the four-wheel drive. And then lastly, there is a 2-liter turbocharged inline four-cylinder belonging specifically to the high altitude trim level. That one puts out 270 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque sent to front wheels or all wheels through a 9-speed automatic, giving you MPG numbers at 20 in the city, 29 highway for the front-wheel drive, 19 city, 27 on the highway for the four-wheel drive, but this one taking premium unleaded fuel. A little bit of a difference there. But before we do any kind of acceleration test in the new Cherokee, I did want to mention there are some drive modes that come standard on this one. They're going to include automatic, snow, sport, and sand and mud mode, adjusting things like the shift points, throttle response, traction control, and actually the torque distribution as well. I found that pretty cool. You don't usually see that when it comes to drive mode, so wanted to specify it. But so now, having touched on all of those, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and put it in sport mode here. Just going to turn this dial here to the right. The dial is located just in front of the shifter to adjust those drive modes. Let's go ahead and do a quick little acceleration test here. Let's see how quickly we can get this new 2021 Jeep Cherokee here up to speed. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Yeah, buddy. Dang. All right, so we got the V6, but yeah, that's plenty of acceleration. Most definitely not going to have any issues merging onto the highway for what this SUV is. I really didn't expect that much, but yeah, that kind of was a lot more than I thought. So plenty of acceleration here in the Cherokee. Love that. But to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you're going to find 13-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 12.6-inch solid rear discs. As far as that 60 to 0 stopping distance goes, that comes in at 124 feet, which is pretty much right on par for the course. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. It's pretty average, so nothing wrong with that. But as far as the braking feel goes, it's been absolutely fine for me today. I feel like you do have to push in a little bit more to get it to stop. But as far as stopping power goes, though, it really doesn't make a difference there. It's just a little bit different of a feel than most other SUVs out there, I will say that. Then touching on suspension and handling, you will find a four-wheel independent suspension for the Cherokee, front and rear stabilizer bars. Then I'll also mention, if you were to go with that Trailhawk trim level, you will also get an off-road raised suspension, so a little extra ride height for off-roading, I suppose. That makes sense for the Trailhawk. Also a locking rear differential for even better off-road capabilities with that particular trim. Overall though, as far as ride quality goes, I've had absolutely no no issues here in my 2021 Cherokee that I have here today. I'm actually say it's a little above average when it comes to ride quality. I actually do really like it, so no issues there for me. As far as steering feel goes, that is actually excellent. I really think Jeep nailed it with the steering feel on the Cherokee. It's not too heavy, but it's most definitely not on the loose side either. Really, it's absolutely perfect. It's definitely leaning towards the heavier side of things, which I personally love. Maybe that's why I really like it, but I don't know. And as far as the 10-2 grips go, it is a thicker steering wheel as well. Maybe that's kind of Jeep's off-road nature, but I do like that the grips aren't as wimpy as some other SUVs in this class, so that's well done as well. And as far as cabin noise goes, it's perfectly fine. Again, no issues with any exterior wind noise coming into the cabin through the doors or anything like that. So really, cabin noise is very on point as well. But then touching on visibility, I can see perfectly fine out the back. And when it comes to those second row headrests, they are very much so pushed to the side. So I do like that. That doesn't hinder visibility as much as some of the other SUVs that I've tested recently. So visibility is right on point there as well. And I did want to also mention rain sensing windshield wipers come standard on every single trim level. You almost never see that, to be quite honest. Usually it's on upper trim levels if it's offered at all, but every single trim level of the Cherokee is going to get those automatic windshield wipers. So it's just one less thing you got to worry about, kind of like automatic headlights. I absolutely love that. And again, you don't usually see that, so that's why I'm emphasizing it. But that about rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of this brand new 2021 Jeep Cherokee. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2021 Jeep Cherokee. Definitely a nice look to it, I will say that. Let's go ahead and start up front on this one. Of course, up front you will find that signature Jeep front grille, and by the way, that front grille will differ amongst the trim levels slightly. For example, chrome grille surrounds are going to come with the Latitude, Latitude Plus, and the Latitude Luxe actually, and then gloss black grille surrounds coming with the Altitude, and granite crystal grille surrounds coming with the High Altitude. So ever so slight difference between the trims there. I did want to also mention, when it comes to that Trailhawk, you will find matte black hood accents as well as some red front tow hooks as well if you were to go with that trim level. To the sides, LED headlights do actually come standard on every single trim level. Well done, Jeep, for that little extra illumination at night there. They do of course come with the automatic feature, meaning when it starts to get dark out at night, they will turn on automatically for you there. And you do actually get LED daytime running lights as well. It's a very nice setup when it comes to the headlights up front there. LED fog lights are going to come then with the Latitude Plus trim level and up if you wanted to go that route. So then making our way to the side of the Cherokee, roof rails do come standard on every single trim level, and they are going to be either silver or black depending upon the trim level. You guys are looking at the silver of course right now, so another little difference there. Rear privacy glass coming standard across the board. Also silver or black window surrounds dependent upon the trim, tying together with the roof rails of course. When it comes to the side mirrors, they are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. They will be heated for all trims as well, with integrated turn signals actually. Then looking down at the front doors, you of course do have that Cherokee lettering found on the bottom portion of the front doors. That looks good. And take a look down at the wheel setup then. They are going to differ once again. 17-inch aluminum alloys coming with the Latitude, Latitude Plus, and Latitude Luxe. Then 18-inch black aluminum alloys for the Altitude, 18-inch aluminum alloys once again for the Limited, 17-inch unique alloys for the Trailhawk, and lastly 19-inch aluminum alloys for the High Altitude. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the back of this one. But so now, since we are around back, there is a rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. Just below that, rear window wiper, LED taillights once again coming standard on every single trim level. Gotta love that. There's some trim level badging of course on the bottom right hand portion of that rear lift gate, and actually just below it all, dual exhaust outlets with chrome tips. Gotta love that look. But anyways, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. So, but now since we are around back of the Cherokee, when it comes to opening that rear lift gate, there is a button on the key fob itself, also a button on the lift gate, and there is a button by the driver's side left knee once you're inside as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 25.8 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down, bumping that up to 54.7 cubic feet then. And then also in that cargo area, there are 4 cargo tie-down hooks. There are a couple grocery hooks as well. If you were to open up that cargo floor, you are going to find a spare tire with actually a good bit of extra space surrounding it. So if you did want to hide something back there, there really is plenty of space to put something back there, like a tire inflator kit or something like that. Also a 12-volt power outlet back there in the cargo area as well. But then making our way to the rear legroom, that comes in at 40.3 inches. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. A decent amount of space actually back there. Rear center armrest with cup holders is going to come with the Latitude Plus trim level and up. There's also rear ventilation for the rear passengers as well, but to my surprise, there is a 115 volt power outlet back there. And you do see that from time to time in SUVs, so people can charge up, I don't know, your hair straighteners or your drills or whatever. So it's pretty cool that that's back there. Also a couple USB charging ports as well. So pretty much everything you could possibly want for the rear passengers, maybe with the exception of heated rear seats or something like that. But making our way then to the front seats, manually adjustable cloth seats come with the Latitude. 8-way power driver seat comes with the Latitude Plus trim level and up, and those front seats then are going to be heated as well. Latitude Lux trim level and up adds to that leather seating. Then Trailhawk is going to give you a cloth vinyl seating combination, but overall when it comes to seat comfort, definitely plenty comfy. That was one of the things I first noticed when I hopped in the Cherokee here. Seats are really quite comfortable for long road trips, things like that. So I did like that. Then take a look at the steering wheel. Again, it is tilt and telescoping. It is leather wrapped for the Latitude Plus trim level and up. Otherwise, it's urethane. It will be heated for the Trailhawk trim level and up. And again, the grips are plenty fine. They are very well bolstered. A little bit thicker, which in my opinion is a good thing here for the Cherokee. Then make our way to the startup. Let me first start by showing you guys the key here. You can find your Jeep logo on the one side. Then when you flip it over, lock, unlock the button, pop the rear hatch, and the ×2 button in the middle there, that is actually going to be your remote start, which comes standard on the Latitude Plus trim level and up. And again, with that same trim level, you're also going to get a keyless entry with push button start. So all I'm going to do is simply put my foot to the brake and press that engine start button located just by the driver's right knee there. And so, but then once started up, there is a black tan combination to the gauges, which I kind of like because you don't really see it that much. So that's nice. Tachometer all the way to the left, speedometer to the right. There is a fairly large digital display front and center, which can be controlled by using the steering wheel mounted controls on the left side, pretty much like all other Jeep and Dodge products, really. And of course, you could check out a bunch of different things. You could display a digital speedometer up there if you wanted to, average miles per gallon at any given time, how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's your radio settings up there, Bluetooth information, safety information, the list goes on, but really a ton of information that can be used up there. So, and make our way to overall interior quality. A panoramic sunroof is going to come on the limited and high altitude trims, and it will be available actually on all other trim levels but the Latitude. So it is still there for you if you didn't go with one of those two trims if you wanted it. Dual zone climate control coming with the limited trim level and up. You will get a couple different sunglass holders. I say that because there is one located on the roof and also one just above the tech display. At least I think it is a sunglass holder. You can definitely put sunglasses in there, or probably other things too. But anyways, little bit of storage in front of the shifter, and I mean like a very little, like enough to put a cell phone, I would say. Also USB charging port in front of the shifter, auxiliary port, 12-volt power outlet. Just behind that, you're gonna find an electromechanical parking brake. That's pretty nice. Also dual cup holders behind that. Once again, a little bit of storage, and then within the center armrest, USB charging port, couple of different cutouts for change, and a good bit of storage within that as well. But overall, when it comes to interior quality, it's pretty much as expected for a Jeep. It's very practical, very to the point, so I have no issues with it. It's definitely quite nice. Then making our way to the tech display on the Cherokee, 7-inch colored touchscreen is going to be your standard setup. Bluetooth and audio streaming coming with that. Also Android Auto, Apple CarPlay actually, meaning you have a smartphone, you hook it up to the Cherokee, you have free navigation displayed up on that tech display. It's always nice. If you go with the high altitude trim level and up, that will bump that size up at least to an 8.4-inch color touchscreen display. Still getting Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth and audio streaming, but that is also actually going to give you a factory navigation system for that high altitude trim level and up. Not that you really need it though these days with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but that's how you're going to get it if you wanted it. Also, you can check out your climate control information up there. Heated seat buttons can be located up there as well. Also the temperature outside. And of course your radio settings up there too. And by the way, when it comes to the sound systems, 6 speakers is going to come standard. However, you will get an Alpine sound system, an upgraded Alpine sound system with the Trailhawk. However, we don't have that Trailhawk here today. So what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and turn on the radio and let's test out this 6-speaker sound system we have in our Cherokee here today. It's making me high. All right, so actually not that bad of a sound system. I will say that for 6 speakers, there was plenty of bass, more bass than you typically will find in a 6-speaker sound system. I gotta be honest, so really, if you don't go with the upgraded sound system with Alpine, then this is actually plenty fine for a 6-speaker sound system. I will say that. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on that tech display is, of course, when you do put the Cherokee in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always going to lead us into safety. And so first thing I wanted to mention when it comes to the safety here, IIHS top safety pick. That is always a good start to the safety segment of my reviews. So well done, Cherokee, for that. Front side gird and airbags do come standard. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Rear child door locks back there as well. There is a tire pressure monitoring system that comes standard. But here's where it really gets good for 2021. There is a bunch of new standard safety features for the 2021 Cherokee. They will include automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitor, which is a big one because really that blind spot monitoring system a lot of times will come on the upper trim levels of other manufacturers, but Jeep put it on every single trim level of the Cherokee, so you gotta love that. Lane keep assist also coming standard across the board, and then the Latitude Plus trim level and up is going to add, in addition to that, rear parking sensors as well. And so when it comes to my final thoughts here of the 2021 Cherokee, the IIHS top safety pick, that's always a great determination when it comes to overall safety of a vehicle, so that pretty much says it all right there. 4-wheel drive is a must for this one in my opinion, and you're not going to want a front-wheel drive Jeep. You're going to want the 4-wheel drive, especially if you live in PA. There's plenty of Appalachian trails here. So 4-wheel drive is definitely one I would recommend. The Trailhawk trim specifically would be a fun one to buy on this one. But even this trim that I have today here, love the leather seats, love the heated seats. The seats are plenty comfortable. It's really almost luxury-like in a way. So I really do like it. The 8.4-inch screen is nice too. So overall, let me know what you guys think here of the Cherokee in the comments section below. That is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there if you like. If you want to know what's coming next on the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button. If you're into new car reviews, that is what we do here on this channel. After all, do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.